What's up guys, Foolish Stream here, and we have a new update for Save the World. Finally, something new, something game-changing, lots of things that we can go over that will definitely benefit the players more than hurt us. So, we got Weekly Horde Challenge 5, Indestructible. Husk have more health and increase the knockback when they hit you. If you weren't a Horde Bash player, because of reasons such as rewards not giving you the proper rewards, well, not to fear, because they have fixed all of that. Like we see here, everything that we were doing, like all these missions that weren't rewarding us, or the missions that we froze out of, missions that were supposed to be giving us a lot more resources than normal. Like if you're in Twine like I am and you're doing some group missions, or you're doing some encampments for some quick rain, and you would only get like 10 or 5 or sometimes even none, well, Epic has went out of their way and they have refunded us every reward that we were missing. They have also refunded us rewards that we got during the Canny Valley quest and Plankerton. So what they did was they changed those rewards, and I'll get to that in a second. So let's start at the very top of the patch notes, missions and systems. As I already told you, the weekly horde challenge is new. We got new types of husk. Win 1500 gold for the first time completion, and you get tickets if you want to keep doing that afterwards. So definitely lots of time to farm the new ninja, which is Fiona. She is Harvester Fiona, that's her name, when she really is just a reskin of Harvester Sarah, and that should not disappoint you at all, because Harvester Sarah is a top tier ninja. It's very hard to kill her. She has really high input damage, so definitely do not be disappointed. I understand it's really just a cosmetic, but if you are one of those new players that don't have Harvester Sarah, you can definitely nab Fiona and have fun with that. It's also a new cosmetic, so something new. It's not so bad. New mega alerts now show up on all group missions. A mega alert combines elemental storms with mutant storm modifiers and has a mini boss as well. They may grant XP, evolution materials, perk materials, or schematics and survivors. The amount granted are considerably higher than normal mission alerts. These awards can be earned 3 times every 24 hours. So, group missions you were only able to do one time and get some of the rewards that it offered, and then if you did it again, you weren't offered the same exact rewards. However, if it said something like 4 times XP, you were able to grind that. But there would be other things too. Sometimes it'll be tied to your dailies and how many times you can do your group missions. I don't know if you know anything about daily missions that you can do. Like sometimes it'll be if you were vigilant enough and you stumbled upon V-Buck missions, that is a thing. You can get like 50 V-Bucks sometimes. It just depends on all the alerts. And if you use, sometimes those alerts will also be tied to group missions. So let's just say there was a group mission and it said 50 V-Bucks and as well as 4k XP. Well, if you were to do that mission once and you try to do it again, you won't see those V-Bucks there. You just see the XP. And then now we got like this mega alert that we can do 3 times, and give us tons of stuff, new opportunities to farm for what we are building, like hero XP, schematic XP, and figuring out what your god rolls would be for your weapons. Ride the lightning and launch the rocket now use directional base spawning. So if you were having trouble with ride the lightning, not so much as launch the rocket. I mean, I feel like a person only does that once after they go to the next tier. Like I don't find myself ever doing launch the rocket unless it was to help somebody, because I'm in Twine, so there's nothing after Twine, so I don't need to do that anymore, which sucks because launch the rocket is pretty fun in my opinion. but there's absolutely no reason for me to do this. But for Ride the Lightning, I do that all the time, especially with route missions. So it'll definitely be very helpful for me to know in what direction they're spawning in, and you know, I could just set up my traps with machinists and just sit and go AFK. I mean, just sit and, you know, sit and shoot, because, you know, I'm a player and I don't want to be too lazy with my traps. That's Epic's fault, really. In a good way. Epic's fault in a good way. Compensation for missing mission rewards, which is what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. All these rewards that you were missing, you got them all back, and now I can live and breathe this game again. Before, it was so bad that I really just couldn't play it. There was no reason to play this game, and as much as I enjoy it, I also enjoy getting the rewards that I rightfully deserve. And because I wasn't getting that, it was like, what am I playing for? I'm not getting rewarded. There's no reason. I'm just gonna take a break, check this game, you know, every so often, because, you know, of the research points. You definitely have to collect that every day if you want to reach your survivor slots. So this is very important for every player, not just some. And that would be the reason I would come back to the game, just to get the research points. So I'm really happy that they fixed these rewards. I can hop back in the game and start relentlessly farming gold. Let's see what's next. Additional resource grants will be rolled out to be affected players shortly after update 5.40, scaled based on number of missions and difficulty of the missions completed that failed to grant rewards. Players will also receive a complimentary smogboard llama. That has an accent to it. I'm totally butchering that name, possibly, but I'm just gonna say smogboard llama. If you know how to pronounce that correctly, just let me know. Which can be opened from the loot tab. One thing, an important detail that, or advice that I want to tell you guys, is to save your llamas. If you bought, a lot of you new players most likely have llamas. As you can see to the right side of this llama screen, I have about 26 llamas waiting. The reason why I am holding on to these llamas is because when the new event hits, there's going to be new kinds of tickets, and a really good way to farm tickets is to open up llamas, because those llamas will sometimes turn gold, or what they like to call it, a jackpot llama. And considering that we all got a free smogboard llama, again butchering the name, considering that we got that, that's going to automatically give us 1,000 tickets, and that's very important for the next event. By now, all of you guys, if you've been, I mean, you don't even have to play this game as much as you breathe to get like the heroes and weapons that are out now, especially the weapons. If anything, the heroes are much more rare than the weapons are. You should pretty much have everything that you need or wanted, and there's no reason for you to waste your llamas and get tickets for weapons and items that you already have. You don't need that. So save that. And next we got increased gold rewarded by main Canny Valley Act 1 quest from 100 to 150, which is great for any of you guys that hasn't done it yet. 150 is, you know, 50 more, so why not? Many Canny Valley and Twine Peaks quests that used to award, rare survivors, schematics, heroes, etc. have now been updated to instead award gold, perk materials, and evolution materials. Players will receive these new rewards automatically if they have already completed these quests prior to this update. So what I said about Plankerton and Canny was wrong. It's actually Canny and Twine. So the rewards that we got, a lot of us older players got, we're going to be getting different kind of rewards along with the new players that are now doing this for the first time. The difficulty of normal missions in Plankerton, Canny, and Twine have been reduced. I don't know why exactly, but I don't know if there's some of you out there that are having trouble with the game. I guess this is a good thing. I personally like the difficulty. I've never had an issue with it. I mean, my traps pretty much kills everything anyway. But you know, this is probably a good thing for a lot of you, and I possibly don't even know it. So cool, I think. If anything, I can always increase the difficulty using the difficulty pylons, so not really an issue if I really want difficulty to be harder that bad. Storm Shield Defense spawn difficulty also reduced, and player can 10 Canny and Twin. So I guess I will never be able to reach. Well, I kind of did. I think I'm on Storm Shield Defense 6 in Twine, so I experienced like the craziness like David Dean has, but I don't think I will be able to go through the hell that he went through in the next few Storm Shield defenses. So it's kind of depressing for me. I totally wanted to experience that, but cool. Maybe there were a lot of you that were having difficulty with Storm Shield defenses. I understand how that could be possible because, first of all, Storm Shield defenses will be done alone unless you invite a friend. Let's just be real here. When it says that it's searching for players, you really almost never get players to join your game. And for some reason, when they join your game, it's never in the beginning of your Storm Shield defense. It's always like on the second round. But that's even if you made it to the second round. So I suppose it's nice for the players having trouble doing Storm Shield defenses that they decrease the difficulty. Alright, next we've got some bug fixes and performances increase, things that really you guys aren't going to notice much. There were a lot of bugs here that were fixed, and that's great in terms of like the freezing, in terms of the no rewards, which is very important. And a lot of these are mentioning hitches. If you remember my previous videos, I will tell you that there was a time where you'd be playing in a session, someone joins, and then the whole game just like skips, and then suddenly you're off the map. Now that's not so much like dying in this game now isn't really a big deal because you don't have any loss to it. Like you didn't lose anything to dying. Back then, if you lost your life, and no one was able to revive you, you lost your durability on your weapon, which sucked. So that's great. You won't be hopefully you won't be experiencing much more of that. Heroes, Harvester Fiona, as you already know. If you don't, okay, so more into detail for Harvester Fiona, she is a scythe hero, so you definitely want to nab a scythe if you haven't already. You can research scythes now, so even if you don't have one, just go into the collection book and see what you need in order to get a scythe. My personal favorite is the Neon Scythe, which is from the Harvester Sarah event. So if you don't have Harvester Sarah, like if you're a new player and you weren't able to get Harvester Sarah and the Neon Scythe from the birthday llamas at the time of the Save the World sale, then there are other cool scythes out there that you can use, so not to worry. The reason why I personally like to use the Neon Scythe was because it's swing speed, and back then the snare feature, the snare ability in Harvester Sarah's slot was only 1 second long, so that meant that a swing speed lower than 1 second was pretty much useless for Harvester Sarah. So I'm glad that they brought the duration up. However, still having swing speed for your scythe is always a great thing, so you can take full advantage of that snare. More bug fixes, so not really something there. Weapons and items increase the durability of grenade launcher, blooper, and thumper by 65%. That is an amazing thing. That is an amazing thing. As a person that likes to spam rockets and grenade launchers, looking at this is awesome. And if you have Demolitionist, like how I'm playing here with Penny. You know, as you already know, Demolitionist Penny is my favorite. This is going to be amazing, considering that Demolitionist class in general get more durability using your base. So this is going to be increased by 65%, and it's going to be even more with the base. This is just going to wreck everything. So I can't wait to try that out. And that is it, guys. Looking more into the patch notes, I'm just seeing things like bug fixes and audio changes, art and animations, like the sun is back out in full force in Canny Valley. Is not, the sun being out or not being out in Cannon Valley isn't really important to us. Like, what we care about, what I personally care about anyway, is the gameplay and how it's affecting us in a negative way. And definitely the freezing and the not getting rewards, that was the most important thing out of all of this. So we can now start playing the game again. And as I said in my other video, if you've got any complaints, make sure you go to the forums to make sure you have constructive criticism for Epic. And a lot of people have done that, so thank you all. And sometimes you get those Epic employees and I'm like, you know what, you're right, we're gonna look into this, or they really say I'm gonna pass this on to the team because they aren't the people that do the bug fixes. They're more like the people that relay information from the community. So definitely thank you for that. And that's it. Thanks for watching or listening, whichever. I'll see you next time.